what's up, guys? In this video, we are going to be reacting to all the stuff that Kanye West has been saying as of late. My name is Ryan. I am a Jewish Cuban, and this is my good buddy, Mike Schill.
Who is a African American.
Yeah, so we're obviously friends. The goal here is just to kind of speak on the topic, what's going on, see some of the stuff that Kanye West is doing, whether right or wrong, and just kind of debating things back and forth, bouncing things off. So pretty cool episode. Stick around. Let's get right into it.
The thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
All right, so Adidas already dropped Kanye.
Yeah.
They dropped him.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
What do you think? Right or wrong move?
Listen.
I think Adidas being a German company, and I think they reported that them dropping Kanye just for Q4, so like these next 3 months, they're gonna lose $250 million in revenue just from dropping him. So I'm sure they didn't want to, right? Their shit's getting whacked right now, but
Right.
I think them as a German company, obviously everything that happened with the Holocaust and Jews,
Yeah.
I just don't think they can be associated with anyone that says anything bad about Jews. It just looks bad on their part.
They lose $250 million without this guy. They'll use billions if they don't lose him.
Exactly.
It's you know, that's it. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And you take a look. Okay, so the situation with Adidas, right? That was after the J.P. Morgan and the so on and so forth. That's cutting in Balenciaga.
The lawyers.
So, first things first, you're right. The Jewish thing, the German thing, it's
not a good look.
And
It's not a good look.
secondly,
It's just not a
after
good
some
look.
of the biggest corporations in the world are doing it,
Yeah.
and if you don't do it, man, how does that look for you? And what additional revenue do you lose if you don't lose his? So it's just.
Do you think right or wrong? From a business standpoint, I think it was right.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Was the CEO sitting there saying like, "God damn, we realistically gotta cut this dude off now"? He's probably like, "I don't want to do this,
Yeah,
because like this dude's made us a bunch of money, but we have great products, but like I think it just had to be done."
No, it was just something that. Listen, man, if I was sitting at that damn table and I was making the decision, it would be non-negotiable.
Yeah,
it would be. Listen, we've got to do it. We don't want to do it, and we'll see where this goes in the future.
All right, let's keep going.
That's tough.
Ever since his comments, record label Good Music no longer part of Def Jam. He got dropped by his new lawyer. Balenciaga stopped working with him. Vogue cut ties. Dropped by CAA, which is a prominent Hollywood talent agency. Albums, they say albums by Kanye are down 23% through October 20th. No access to post on any social media platforms, and J.P. Morgan bank cut ties.
All right.
Wow.
I'd say first thing.
Damn.
First thing. Like, what do you, as a black dude?
Yeah.
What do you see? Like, what are your general thoughts on Kanye to begin with?
My general thoughts on Kanye.
You don't gotta make it so formal.
No. As far as who I am is an example of what you could be, right? From a business standpoint, from a voice distribution standpoint.
And is this black, white, purple, yellow, blue, or more as like a black man, what black people can become, like the example?
Well, I feel that it's a little bit of both. Like what black people can become, yes. Listen, from a black person standpoint, this is the bottom line, bro. It takes a little bit more effort to get to the top.
I agree.
We all know this.
I agree.
That's the world we live in.
I agree.
So for him to achieve that is incredible, and it's a blueprint as it relates to how black people, African American, for those, whatever, it can.
Are you cool with saying black? Black
Hell
is
yeah,
cool. Okay,
great.
black is cool.
Shit, look at me. And so I feel that it's the same blueprint that a non-minority could use to win. I personally feel that they would just get there faster if they use the same blueprint as opposed to if a minority used the same blueprint. So I feel that every single person could look at him and take something away that's tangible, something away that they could apply to themselves to better themselves in a business aspect, man. I mean, numbers don't lie.
So in terms of like the whole, with everything that's going on, this is my stance on him with Kanye West now. So obviously he's on the block for saying a bunch of shit about Jewish people and anti-Semitic lines anti-Semitism, all that stuff, saying certain things about Jewish people.
Right.
My standpoint with where he's at now, I was telling you before, I just think he's going kind of loopy in the terms of like he's just done so much in his life. Now he just doesn't know what else to do. So I think there's merit behind what he's saying, right? Freedom of speech, everyone can say what they want.
100%.
But like the way he's going about it, like you can even tell in some of these interviews, like he just looks like a little off. Like he seems like a little like
cuckoo.
Like a screws loose. Dude, he's done it all. He's had all the records, started all the businesses.
Yeah.
He was with the Kardashians. Like he's done it all. So now I think he's just, I don't know what goal he's trying to set or what he's trying to achieve by going down this route. And later on in the video, there's like, they show like some tweets and how he's going to attack people. But like, it's just weird. Like, do you find it weird? I find it weird.
I like what you're saying. He's at a level to where, and I'm not at this level right now.
Yeah.
There's a level to where when you're racking and you're at the top,
he can do whatever he wants.
No one can touch you. It's untouchable,
Exactly.
and that there's no barriers and that there's no parameters. And you got to realize that in life, no matter where you're at, as far as the scale of hierarchy, there's certain things you can do and there's certain things you can't do. And it really doesn't matter who you are. So it's just important to maybe, bring this thing back into reality. You know, speak what it is you speak, but do it in a way that's more accepting, more ethical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's react to another clip and see what we got going.
Like you antagonize black people for clickbait. You antagonize Jewish people for clickbait. Now you got to deal with the consequences of being an anti-black, anti-Semitic Nazi.
So they're saying too that he's anti-black in some senses.
Yeah.
Like he was wearing the shirt that said like white lives matter and shit.
White lives matter.
I was watching the podcast with Lex Friedman. He was just saying that 50% of black deaths are through abortion. Mm-hmm. And he's like I'm disappointed in my people. Mm-hmm. And it's like he's against both parties to an extent. Like I know obviously he's obviously pro-black, but
right, of course.
I just don't get where he's coming from attacking both parties. What point is he trying to make? And look, I didn't say this in the beginning, but record clear, I love Kanye's music. I'm not gonna stop listening to Kanye's music. I don't hate Kanye.
Yeah,
and I think you probably feel the same. The topic I don't think it doesn't hit that hard. Yeah. I'm obviously Jewish, but I'm not super religious.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to see someone like that talk about these topics. It's just what the fuck is,
what's the point?
What screw is loose? Why is he coming out with attacking Jewish people or talking down on black people? Because there was another thing he was saying. He was like,
envious of the Jewish people. I'm envious of how they don't abort their children. I'm envious of how they don't shoot each other in the streets and then rap about it. I'm envious of how their families stay together. I'm envious that they turn their phones off on Friday night and the family comes together. I'm envious of how they do the business together. And I want that for the darker Jews. I want that for the black people.
He's like, I'm jealous of the Jews because he's like, the Jewish people, they do everything right. They have everything. They own all the fucking properties. They own all the businesses. And he's like, I want my people to do the same.
And so that right there, listen, that right there.
Which is true.
Right there is true, man. And if you cannot accept that, if you don't realize that right now,
a lot of the Jewish stereotypes I think are true.
No. Listen.
For the most part. Because they're not, I wouldn't say they're not that much of a stereotype because there's a lot of truth.
There's a lot of fact behind it.
They're good. Jews are good with money. Bro. Jews are good with business.
Incredible community, man. They do things together. They, and this is again from my outside look and having a number of friends within the Jewish community, right? Like a lot of friends within the Jewish community. It's cool to see that a community works together, that doesn't look down upon somebody within the community, that doesn't withhold information from somebody in the community because they don't want to see their brother or sister rise, or they want to see everybody rise with them, as opposed to maybe some other communities that aren't exactly like that. So man, listen, if something is working in an ecosystem or environment, man, listen, hey, Alabama wins ball games, so you do what Alabama does. It's the same situation with business. So I don't know. That's a very black and white type situation as far as, and I'm not talking about color. I'm saying, hey, listen, you got to do what works. And if you like how something works and there's results, then what's the problem in saying?
But then why do you think he's attacking the Jews at the same time? Because he basically was saying he was like there was lawyers around him, like managers, business owners. He's like, they were all Jewish, and he's like, they were all out to get me.
Yeah.
And what the podcast with Lex Friedman was saying, he was like, so like, why don't you get mad at those individuals as individuals?
Yeah.
Not as Jews. Because he's like, they were fucking me over because they were Jews. They were Jewish.
I think that's hypocritical, that part on what he said, because he just said he loves the Jewish community.
Yeah.
He loves how they operate together, how they're pouring into each other, how they have all this status, and they work together to support it. Well, listen, that like how they operate is a byproduct of all the important people who are around him. They just happen to operate like that. So I think it's hypocritical to say what he said initially about the Jewish community and all the pros, and then the cons of everybody around him is Jewish, so then they're all against him. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, he's just, like I said, I think he's just got to screw loose.
You can't tell me with your accent that me as an American Jew black person that I cannot question that deaf and question the means behind that was put on camera.
I'm not saying you
to
can't
traumatize. I'm not finished. La 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 means let me finish.
I just like, what the fuck? Like, what is he thinking?
Absurd. You are not above.
Like, I think I
think he thinks he's God.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
I don't want to say it, but
no. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And there is only one of those. And everybody, it falls underneath them. Whatever you believe in, of course. If you don't believe in it, I totally understand. But from a person who does believe, right? Listen, man, you ain't above everybody.
Yeah.
So know your role. And clearly, they will drop you, just like any other big time organization or
especially
small
now
organization
with cancel culture. Like you say,
my
that it's
God.
so. Which I don't. There's certain things I agree with. Like certain people should be silenced. I think,
Of course.
to an extent, right? Because I'm pro like free, like Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
There's things I agree with Andrew Tate, but there's also shit that he said that's absolutely ridiculous.
Just
But
bananas.
the fact that like everyone can come together and just say, all right, you're done. Like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and just literally say, all right, you're done. Like, it's kind of fucked too, but I don't know. Like this is just like, it just goes to show you anything can happen to anyone nowadays if you say some dumb shit.
Yeah. And not even some dumb shit, some extremely dumb shit. If you say dumb shit, like,
it's all right, but
you're
like
gonna
that's
turn
like
around.
that's
But
like
that's like, bro. Like,
that's pushing it.
what we doing? What are we doing?
Ah, yeah, Kanye.
Question about the femur to the dinosaur.
No, I'm going to ask you a different
on this
question.
situation.
I'm just going to ask you this. What?
No, you're not. You're gonna. No, I didn't finish my question.
Well, hang on. You can't
You
tell
gotta
me.
answer my question
You can't
first.
tell me what questions to ask you. You accept that
I
I'm the
can't tell you
interviewer.
to answer my question. No, I said answer my question. No, I'm interviewing you too.
Well, you can't interview me. It's my interview.
I don't know. You got anything on that? He just looked like to the point I made, and I don't want to. From the standpoint, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just on the attack of Kanye because again,
Listen,
I'm a
College
fan.
Dropout is great.
I'm a fan of fan of the things he's built, fan of the music, fan of the
Consistency.
clothes, like what he's built. But like, it just sucks to see like all of that just like halted by the way he's acting.
By one thing.
But it's not, and it's not even. And honestly, the anti-Semitic shit doesn't bother me that much. It's just like the fact that he's like acting like a crazy person.
He's just uncontrollable. He's uncontrollable at this point. He's not going to answer anybody but himself to this point. And
it's
and
like a
he
little
thinks of
like
himself
it's a little Trump-esque where like Trump doesn't give a fuck what
Trump
anyone
doesn't give a
says.
fuck, but Trump
But
would
like
not
Trump-
say this.
yeah, exactly.
Trump would not say this, and Trump understands that yes, he's a guy that can play outside the parameters a little bit, but he's not gonna go so damn far that it completely ruins his reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I don't even think it's Trump-esque. I just think it's Kanye-esque. I just think it's a guy who really feels that he doesn't have anybody to answer to but himself, and only his word and his belief is what makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's just not
Which
reality.
is crazy.
It's not reality.
Which I think is crazy. Exactly.
reality.
Not reality.
I feel that my words demand more sensitivity for the frequency that I'm operating at, and and the amount of people that I'm communicating to. And I take that responsibility right now.
Like, so are you aware that he considers himself a Jew?
Yeah.
Did you hear all that? Like,
it's
and it came up in the interview with Lex, whatever the guy's name. He's like, he's like, I'm Jew, and he like defined Jew like it comes people that come from Christ, I think, whatever. I don't but like, I don't know, whatever the way he was trying to say it. I just don't get why he like shows appreciation, but then on the other side he's like attacking, because he's attacking because he's jealous,
right? Like, is this the root of it all? Is this the root? Is the jealousy the root of all of this? I'll say this much, just in this clip, as far as what he said in the Jewish community. Man, those are incredible things to take away from the community, and bro, some takeaways that I feel that everybody could potentially instill and make their community better. I'm with that 100%.
Like, do you think this whole thing is like him trying to start some sort of, I don't want to say revolution, but like start like, how do I word this? Like, you think he's trying to set an example for the black community as a person? Like, where do you think he's coming from? Like, do you think he's trying to be an example for the black community? Because, like, I know that's what, like, that's one of your big goals is, like, you want to be.
Hell yeah, it is.
One of the, like, a Jay-Z. You want to be someone who's known in business.
Absolutely.
Came up through all the trials and tribulations of being a black person in today's world.
Absolutely.
And just fighting through it.
That's the why.
I know that's your example.
Yeah.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what, like, is that what the outcome Kanye is trying to get to with all this? Do you think that's part of his mission?
You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't even know what this man's mission is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's for that or against that. Like, how can you label he considers himself a black Jew.
Yeah.
Yet he's talking down on the Jewish community. He praises the Jewish community. He talks down on the African American or the black community. He praises the black community. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, what angle is he going at?
That's the thing. I don't even think there's any strategy here. I just think
he's just coming out and just being a dickhead.
It's just being Kanye, and unfortunately, you know, he's been able to say certain things in the past and has gotten away with it due to who he is.
Yeah.
And I understand that, and that's how the world works as well. But unfortunately, I feel that he's at a place and has said a couple of things that it's not going to be as easy to overcome. He's going to be looking back on this for the rest of his life, saying, "Damn, like." Maybe I crossed the line.
I'm just curious. Like, I'm curious. How do you think he comes back from it? Can he come back from it?
You know,
because we talked about like A-Rod steroids and coming back, and he came back, and he's still on TV now. He's still relevant,
still doing his thing.
Who's another one that got in trouble with shit?
I mean, bro.
But then like came back.
I honestly feel like that's the thing. Here's the thing. Society today, when you do something stupid, they cast you, right? But and quick to cast you.
Yeah.
But I also feel that there's so much going on every single day that they're also quick to accept you back.
And like this could literally become irrelevant in like a month.
It literally could become irrelevant in a month because there's so much stuff going on. Who knows what's the next thing that's going to spread throughout the entire world, and now everybody's focus is this, and now your health is way more important than what the hell Kanye just said, right? So, can he come back from this? Like, just honestly, at this point, I think anything is possible, and I think that he could come back. But I do feel that this will hurt him. And I do feel that this will affect his pockets, and I do feel this will affect his following.
What companies are going to want to do business with him?
Yeah.
What record labels are going to want to put out new music? Like, they just can't, at least right now, while he's so...
No. It's too hot.
Yeah.
It's too hot. You can't touch stove when it's hot, man. You got to come back to when it's cold, man, and just put a pot on it. Like, straight up. That's
I would say final thoughts. What would be to wrap it up?
Final thoughts on all this is... man, you got to be careful what you say, even if you think you're the man or the woman, right? You got to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
And I'll just say that I am obviously for the African American community. I'm also for the Jewish community. I'm for all communities. We all need to work together. We all need to pull data from what works from every single community and implementing that to our own. And if we did do that, man, I feel that everything and everybody would be a little bit better. But this, guys and gals, whoever the hell is watching, is not the example of how to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. What do you feel?
So generally,
as a Jewish individual,
as a Jew, from the anti-Semitic, again, like I was saying, like the Jewish remarks, it doesn't bother me that much because like we're pretty much used to it at this point. Right. Like even growing up, dude, all my friends make fun of me for like playfully being Jewish. Yeah. So it's like we're used to it. Yeah. And throughout history, like in all of our like scriptures and stuff, everyone has always hated the Jews. Like it's just we're used to it. So like one person saying this shit, it ain't that big of a difference. The only concern is that he has such an influence on like everyone, young kids, whatever, through TikTok, social media, that like you never know what it can spark in some young kid's brain to go shoot up a temple or something. You know what I mean? So
and unfortunately, man, what you just said is so true, man.
It is.
Like what you're saying just
scary,
isn't just for you. It's for, he just said it, man. He thinks he's the most influential person on this planet. Yeah. So if you influence everybody, then how are they taking that message? And then how are they processing it?
Exactly.
And then what happens because of it?
And when you can reach that many people, you have to, I think, be deliberate and careful with what you say, because you can say the wrong things. Like this is just I think what he's saying is wrong. It's a bad example, whether it is about Jewish people, even if he said this about the like Hispanic race, or if he said it about Norwegian, you know what I mean? Like he's targeting a specific group of people like that. It's just wrong. In essence, I think the people that he's specifically mad at in his life, like the lawyers or the business people around him that screwed him over, like Lex Friedman was saying, I think you'd be mad at those individuals. You don't be mad at them because they're Jewish.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense. I personally think like a screw got knocked loose in his head. No, seriously. Like as of lately, maybe dude, that's like you see a lot of famous people. They turn into, they have everything in the world. So it's like, what do they turn to?
Yeah.
And I think that he's just trying. I don't know if it's like something internal that he's trying to fulfill by like stirring up the shit. Yeah. So like I'm really curious to see what is his his goal and outcome for this.
Yeah, like what's the reason?
I'm curious to see how he bounces back. Because I'm sure he will.
He needs to take maybe. The first thing he needs to do is take responsibility for what he's done. And the moment he puts himself in that mental aspect, then I feel like, things may change for him. But brother, come on now.